Hey everybody, Jefferson over here, coming at you guys with the deck check. Naya Pod this time. I'm most likely going to be playing this for Friday Night Magic, and I just built an EDH deck as well, so I'm waiting for the cards to come in. About 20 cards, I would say. Um, yeah, just about 20 cards. Just like the red white lands and Soul Ring and stuff like that. But let's get around to the Naya Pod deck tech. First off with the lands, you run 24. It's just basically like any other land count, at least. You run a 6 forest. You're gonna need that one green drop and 1 mana for your green for your first turn. To drop a bird, land a war elf, or drop Avacyn's Pilgrim. And then, one plains, search up with your solemn or Raiden emissary, and one mountain, search up with your solemn emissary. And you got two Rootbound Crag, your dual lands, and three Sunflower Grove. There's more white than red in this deck. There's only one total red spell, which is a Urbrass Hidden, but we'll save for that for later. Then you got four Razor Verge Tickets. This is the land that I recently just got. Um, so excited that I actually got these lands to actually build the deck. But you know, four Razor Verge Tickets, four Copperline Gorge. And I'm sorry if there's like a repeat, but for some reason I can hear myself and I don't know if you guys can hear me twice. But for Copperline Gorge, I need that one green source on turn one. And then instead of three Gavany Township, I run two Gavany Township. Um, Pretty good. You're gonna bring in a lot of tokens, be going aggro a lot, and then you want one Kessig Wolf Run. I like the Kessig Wolf Run because if you want to flip one master, you can just swing with the wolf token and then pump it a lot, which is pretty relevant in the deck. You know, and it can also keep a big creature trample. Down to your non-creature spells for the main part of the deck, and this is the only reason that this deck is called Naya Pod. You run 4 Birthing Pod. Um, without Birthing Pod in the field, you're pretty much still gonna win. You can aggro them out, but 4 Pod is still good. Uh, I'm gonna drop it down to 3 because the namesake of the deck is Birthing Pod. Birthing Pod is really good. Uh, Ramp up to your Ellis Norn or any thing that you need, gain life, get your land, do whatever you need with it. Just to get rid of anything. 2 Oblivion Ring. Gets rid of planeswalkers, creatures, other Oblivion Rings. Yeah. And for your other pod in the deck, 2 Mortar Pods. Mortar Pod is pretty good as well, especially with Strangler Geist. And it can do for the win like I did in a 2-headed giant. Um, Basically happened I was with the Esper deck, and um, I played a Geist. He played Phantasm Mage on my Geist. And I had a pot on the board, and then I put my Mortar Pod to my Geist, and Black and Xena for 1, but in response to that, I went ahead and popped it to make it a 3-2, and then with the Black and Xena dissolving, go down to 2-1, and this is when I had 4 mana on tap, and he had like a bunch of mana on tap. Um, my opponent's was at 8, so we swang or he was at 7 because of my Mortar Pod. We swang for 5. Uh, yeah, we swung for 5. Put him down to 2, and then equip my Mortar Pod again, and then equip my Mortar Pod again to another creature. I think it was a spirit or something like that, but Mortar Pod's really good in the deck as well. Now to your 1-drops. You have 8 1-drops. Pretty relevant in the deck. You run 4 Birds of Paradise, get you a white or red or green mana. Um, it's a pretty good card in the deck. Actually blocked with it before because there was a Sword of War and Peace on another bird, and I have to block it in order to win next turn. So Bird's Paradise is a really good card in the deck. Mana ramp. Then I run 3 Avacyn's Pilgrim to get that white source, and you can attack as well. Pot up to something else. Pot up to Feared and Emissary, which I've done a lot. Um, keep a 2 land hand, an Avacyn's Program, and a pod, and something else, and a bunch of other stuff. Terminal Program, turn 2 pod, turn 3 Emissary, and turn 4 pod your Emissary into something else, which is not a bad start. It's not the best start you could have, but Avacyn's Program is just another mana ramp card. And then I run 1 Llanowar Elf just to get your turn 2 Geist if you have it or not. But Llanowar Elf is pretty good as well. Attack for that 1. So that's it. You have 8 1 drops. Your 2 drops you have 5. I know it's a big difference, but it's 5 drops you only need are 4 Strangler Geist. Um, I love these full art ones. They're just so awesome. But 4 Strangler right Geist. Great start for aggro. Like I said, you can pot it up and you can pot it up again the next turn if you need it. But Strangler Grass is really good in the deck. And you have 1 Verdant Emissary. Like I said, I potted up to this guy a lot because I've only had 2 lands on the board, and I needed about 3 or 4. And I'll draw one, and then I have to pod this one in order to, cast something else. Your 3 drops, I run 3 Blades Blaster instead of 4, only because I've fit another drop. So I put 3 Blades Blaster only because I like 3, but I also like 4. But 3 is like the better number because I had another drop as well. Also, it kind of wrecks the other drop that I'm talking about. Kind of wrecks control. But Blade Splash is really good. Get you that 3/3 token and then pot it up to another one. Fiend Hunter. Uh, get you rid of the Titans and anything else that you need, like heroes. Gets rid of those. Really good card. And if you feel like that thing that you've exiled from Fiend Hunter is not a threat anymore, you can pot it up to something else. And the other thing that I'm talking about is Blades, Daybreak Ranger. Because like I said, if they don't cast anything, it's gonna be a 4/4 the next turn, which is really good. It fights other creatures as well. Really good. Mm, good in control and good against aggro as well. So Daybreak Ranger, really good card. 4 drops, you only have 4. I run 3 on Master of the Fellows. I want to fit 4, but I feel I can't really fit it in there. But 3 on Master of the Fellows is good for now. I prefer 4, but I really do not have room to fit it in. 3 Huntmaster, really good. One of the things that I really like about Huntmaster, if you have a pot on the board and the Blade Splasher as well on the board, you can pot it up to Huntmaster, gain 2 life, get a wolf, and then flip it in the same turn. Deal 2 damage to something and deal 2 damage to your opponent. Really good card. Wouldn't change it. Wouldn't go down to 2, but I want to try and fit 4 in there. But right now, 3 Huntmaster is good for me. For your other 4 drop is a Solemn Simulacrum. I've been told, or at first I didn't have Solemn Simulacrum in the main board or in the sideboard. I just didn't have it at all. But I figured in playtesting that I'd be mana screwed a lot, and I'd be on a 3 drop, and I would go get a Solemn, which is really good in the deck. Nothing else much to say. It's just basically value. This card is just get a land, block and draw a card, or get a land, pod and draw a card. Really good cards. Nothing much to say about it after what I said. Your 5 drop, Brass Hidden. Just such a great card. The fact that all my creatures have haste just pretty much just say my opponent has to say game after that. If they don't deal with it on their turn, then it's pretty much game. I'll swing for the next. I'll swing turn. I'll swing for game on the next turn. And my opponent's creatures coming in tap is not too bad either. And over the Geist of Honored Monk, I run a Arcana Justice because I found myself getting Mortarpod a lot, and Arcana Justice is so much better. Like in my metagame, there's a lot of blue-eyed humans. There's a lot of white. There's a lot of black. There's a lot of green. There's basically a lot of every color. My buddy just built a mono green deck. Which isn't that bad, but my matchup against the mono green deck was completely insane. So good. But Arcana Justice is really good as well. I prefer it over Geist because it swings for 4 by itself, and exiles permanent when it leaves the board. A permanent, not a creature, not an enchantment, just a permanent. Really good card. Uh, it gets rid of lands like Inkmoth Nexus, Moorland Han, stuff like that. Gets rid of Titans if you need it. Gets rid of pretty much anything else, pretty much O-rings, anything else without hexproof. But Arcana Justice is a really good card. For your last drop, I run a Acidic Slime. Pretty much, you have to run it in any pod deck. Uh, it gets rid of lands, enchantments, artifacts. It's pretty much value in this card. It's a blocker and it kills something, most likely. But like with my blue light control deck, I found that I hated the fact that I couldn't deal with any swords or artifacts or anything like that, or planeswalkers at that too. Um, Against my green black matchup, it wasn't that great. They had Swords of Feast and Famine, which I can't deal with unless I tribute to hunger the creature that it's on. They had Garrick Relentless, which is pretty hard for me as well. They had Soren Markov, which is pretty hard for me to deal with. But that's why I made the switch to Naya Pod. Gets rid of a bunch of artifacts. Artifact removal, enchantment removal, and sideboard as well. Um, Shitty Slime is just such a great value card as well. 6 drops. I run a Wormcoil Engine. Excuse me. Wormcoil Engine because the fact that you can, excuse me again, that you can pot it up to an Elish and get 2/5/5s after the remains of Wormcoil Engine. It's pretty good value after that. You get 2/5/5s and you dim down their creatures. Uh, Wormcoil Engine is just a really good card overall. Uh, yeah. Your other drop, 6 drop, I have a Sun Titan over Inferno Titan because I found that myself. I've been getting lucky and pot up a lot. Uh, Pot is really good. Sun Titan's really good. Get you back Blade Splicers. Get you back a land if they destroy it. Excuse me. Um, get you back, like I said, Blade Splicers, Fiend Hunters, Emissary, Strangler, Geists, stuff like that. Such a good card. And the fact that it has Vigilance as well is really good. And like I said, I run this over Inferno Titan because it's so much value as well. Uh, I've been considering moving over to Green White Pod, but I don't have any Hunt Masters for that. So I like to stay in Naya for a while. Mm, yeah, pretty much it, guys. Um, and then obviously for a 7 drop, I run an Elish Norn. Uh, Nothing much to say about it. Such a great card. Um, like I said, when you pot it up to a Wormcoil Engine, it's such a great combo, I guess. 2/5/5s, 1 lifelink, 1 death touch, and a 4/7 vigilance that dims down to your opponent's creatures. Add onto your sideboard, I really haven't figured it out yet, but this is what I have it at now. Excuse me for a second while I put my headphones down. Alright. Um, right now this is what I have it at, my 15 card sideboard. I run a Phyrexian Metamorph because against other pod decks, against swords, against other, legendary creatures, stuff like that. Uh, Silvok Lifestaff because life gain. If my red deck wins, mono green, siding against those, siding against blue black zombies, siding against a lot of decks. 2 mana missteps. Yes, he's our altar, but my friend hasn't been sent a job. 2 mana missteps. I saw Lucas Blacon in a Professor Darkest Etcher run these, and I wondered what for a second. I don't know. I had no clue why he run these. But I found out, you know, pretty good card. Um, against Stromkirks. Any one drop basically. Stromkirk Nobles, Doom Traveler, Champion, a bird if you actually need it. Other mental missteps, Silvok Life Staff, stuff like that. Really good card. Still Sabotage as well. Um, Down near enchantment removal, I run one Ray of Revelation. You can do it twice, so it's pretty much value. One Ancient Grudge, like I said, you can do it twice, so it's pretty much value. And one Naturalize. You can only use it once, but it goes for artifact or enchantment. And then I run two Autumnsville against blue-black control. Any control deck basically. Great card. I know the dude in Pro Turbo Dark Sunshine only ran one, but I found that in my testing, it's such a game changer. You know, you pot or you say you go second and you don't want to pod on turn three, so you pot in turn four and still pay the two life, and they mana leak or dissipate it. You go Autumnsville, and they pretty much want to scoop after that because if you um, pot anything else, they can't counter it. And I found that in my testing, blue black control cannot get rid of any artifacts. So Autumnsville is such a good card. Um, Such a great sideboard card. And then I run Peace Strider. Like I said, you can really life gain against red deck wins, blue white zombies, red green aggro, mono green, uh, blue white humans, bunch of you know bunch of matchups. Um, Two surgical extractions. Against control, basically against any other, or basically against any game two. Side lose against game two a lot because it gets rid of major cards like against mono green, gets rid of Dungar Velder. Against Kessig, gets rid of Kessig or Inkmoth or Primeval Titan or Slackstormer Whifflers, stuff like that. Against Blue Black, gets rid of their counters, Snapcasters, Blacks and Zeniths, Nephalia Drown Yards, Grave Titan, Consecrated Sphinx, stuff like that. Against Red Green, gets rid of Hunt Masters, gets rid of Geists, gets rid of the Swords, gets rid of Green Suns. I can go on and on forever, but you guys pretty much get it for now. Um, you know, two life isn't really relevant. You're gonna be paying a lot of life, and then you're gonna get it back with Hunt Master, Worm Coil, stuff like that. Um, Surgical Extraction is a really good card. I don't know why it's not played in every sideboard. I mean, sure, it's two life, but come on, guys, two life isn't that relevant. Next, I run one more Oblivion Ring. Just in case, you didn't want a lot of removal against control, against blue white because Angelic Destiny and their O-rings and Honor the Peers and stuff like that. Against control, they're big guys, Curse of Death's Hold, against Kessig, they're Titans and Garrix and stuff like that. Um, Pretty much any slow deck, you could say, against Mono Black, gets rid of Rex and Obliterators, uh, Mortipod, Sword of War and Peace if they're running it. Such a good card as well. I run one Tormentor Exarch against Delver, and pretty much any aggro matchup. Delver, red green, mono green, or if you feel like you want it to you're gonna want to go more faster. Take out the Solemn and put in Tormentor Exarch because you know like against if you want to go faster, you're gonna want to go faster against any aggro deck or control. Tormentor Exarch is just such a good card. And then I run a Thornolestral. Good card. Uh, Nothing much to say about it. Um, Set it in against Keswick, against Control, Blue Eyed Humans because it deals with heroes. Uh, like I said, I couldn't find any room in the main board because I already have three hunt masters and I didn't want to go down. I really want to go up, but I couldn't find the room. And from the last roll, good card. Um, like I said, I wanted to run a main board. Same with the Phyrexian Metamorph. I just couldn't find any room for it. Excuse me for a second. I just couldn't find any room for it. But Phyrexian Metamorph and the last roll, such good cards. I just couldn't find room for it in the main board. Uh, Nothing much to say. Such good cards. So that's pretty much my deck, guys. This is Naya Pod, and this is Shamar got 777. Comment, rate, subscribe, and thanks for watching.